Hey everybody, Happy New Year. Rachel here from Rachthestamper.com, and today we're going to make this really cute gift box. I want to show you what this box is based on because I made one quite a long time ago. You can see how old this paper is. This was a Valentine's paper that we had, and actually ended up rolling this into Mother's Day. Look at that. So this comes out just like that, and there is a little crate that you can fill with stuff. Now, this should fit. Let me make sure. I was going to bring some stuff up and it's just spaced. We've had 2 snow days here, so I guess my brain has been on snow and fun. You can fit a gift card. It's a teeny bit snug. Let's see if it will close. Maybe if you did it back, like laid it back like this, it's a little bit tight. So you probably could fit a gift card, but it's snug. You can fit candy, treats, maybe lipstick, lip gloss, something like that. It's a really cute box, but what I wanted to show you, and the reason I pulled this one out is you can see my heart is a little too high on this one, so it doesn't really close. So you want to make sure when you put this, and that's because I put this too high. When you close this, as I did with this one, that I put the bottom piece down lower so it would line up better. Being honest, I probably was rushing, and that's probably why this turned out this way. But one other thing, this is a crate you may recognize. You might still have this die, and I want to share it with you in case you don't. If not, I'll give you a measurement that you can try to create one with. I did, but I was not successful thus far. This is from Wood Words. This is a very well-loved, long time ago, that's where the heart was from, Stampin' die set, and you actually cut 2 of these. So this is what I'm going to use today. You cut 2 of these crates to form into a crate. So I will show you that. And then I have the measurements for that if you want to try to make an approximation. So let me just show you this. This is what the crate looks like. So what you need is you have to die cut 2 of them. We did it in Lost Lagoon. And what happens is you put adhesive. So I'll show you. You fold these in and you have to score them, obviously. We'll do that part as well. But you're going to put this together, so you do need 2 of these to make a crate. Now, the finished crate measures, so this crate that's in here that's finished measures just about 3 1/4 by just about 1 5/8. And if you go to the highest point here, it's 1 6/8. So if you can construct something 3D, so maybe if you have your little piece of paper, and you know what is really helpful, and I'm always sneaking things. As a matter of fact, I have a project coming up where I did not want to buy the die for it. So I watched someone make it and kind of made my own approximation, and it worked. But what you want to do for this is, so if this is open all the way, we'll say this is about 1 and, what did we say? 5/8-ish. Yeah, 1 5/8. So your bottom needs to be 1 5/8. So you figure if this is 1 5/8 and then you were to add 1, it should be right. It would be correct. 1 5/8 to the side. You could probably construct something where you glued it together, but just as a little something there. And you could always add in 2 white panels, but I just went with the 1. So also this flap, you really don't need this extra flap, but I find that it just makes the box a little bit more sturdy. So it closes and holds together super nicely. So those are some tips if you want to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to create this, and then we will decorate it. And then at that point, maybe you have a tip. Maybe you have thought of something else the way you can make it. If you do, let me know. So for this box, or the liner for the box, I guess we should say, you are going to need a piece of cardstock that is 3 3/8 by 10 1/4. Okay, so 3 3/8 by 10 1/4. I'm going to score this with you. I do have one that's already scored, but the reason I want to show you is because you do have to take just a hair off, and I figured it'd be easier to show you how to take the hair off than to tell you about it and you not really know what I meant. So in case you are confused, right here, so you have 3 1/2. If you go in 2 little marks, so that will be 3 3/8. So you have 1/8, 2/8, 2/8 would be 1/4, 3/8, and then 4/8 is 1/2. Okay, so this measures, you can see, 3 3/8, and then it is by 10 1/4. So I'm going to open this up all the way. I'm going to move my cutting blade so I don't accidentally cut. And we're going to line this up. So on the long side, which would be the 10 1/4 side, you are going to score at 2 7/8. Move this over, which is right before you get to the 3. So 2 7/8, 4 3/4. I feel like I missed one. I did, of course. 1 1/4 comes first. My fault. 1 1/4. Okay, so going back, 1 1/4, 2 7/8, 4 3/4, 6 1/2, which is a little bit of the pain in the hiney. No, 6 1/4 is a pain in the hiney on this one. And 8 3/8. Again, so the 3/8 is just 2 little slashes before. So now you have this piece. Okay, so you want to trim just a smidgy poo off of this. This is the one that folds in here. So that's going to be this one. Okay, so this is all lined up and you can see it's just a teeny little hair. So we're going to just shave maybe like a 1/16 of an inch off of there at the bottom. Okay, so that is all of our scoring. And then I'm going to show you what we would need for our paper. And I have all the measurements. All this will be on the blog. So if you don't have hand or paper right now to write it down, I will show you. And the reason that this one needs to come off a little bit is because it's going to tuck up like that. Okay. And the other thing you could do if you wanted to, if you have a corner rounder, any corner rounder will do, you can corner round the top. You can do it square, but it just looks a little bit more soft, I guess, of a box. I don't want to use the word feminine, but it kind of makes the box look a little softer if you do it this way. All right, so I'm going to just grab, this is my very, very old corner round punch. I'm sure you can get one from anywhere. And this one was always a bit weird because sometimes it left this crazy little mark on there, which irritated me. Oh, luck it didn't do it this time, to no end. All right, so the other thing that you have to be sure about for this is if you have paper that is directional, you really need to be careful when you cut it, okay? So you can see you're going to have paper on both sides of this, top and back, where nothing is going to go on the bottom, and I didn't put anything on the inside, as opposed to this one where I stamped stuff on the inside, or you could leave it if you wanted to leave a message, okay? So you are going to need 2 pieces of white. All the paper's good part is it measures 3 1/4. And I'm trying to think, what did I do for this? Oh, you know what? I put this for in here. I just never put it in there. That's what it was. And here. See, look at that. I had it, but I forgot to glue it. I did do that. Fibber. I'm a fibber. I just never attached it to my sample. So you have a piece of white that will be for stamping. So these are both 3 1/4. This one is 1 1/2. This one is 1 3/4. So the nice part is most of the stuff is the same. So you're going to also need 2 pieces of 3 1/4 by 1 3/4. Actually, you need 5. You will need one for here, here, inside, outside, and then the back. Okay, so that's 5 pieces. I'm just going to show you where they would go. Here and here. Obviously, you're going to trim this one off just a little smidgy. Then you have on the other side, here and here. Those are both the same. And then one on the top. So I'm going to just leave those here for now, so you can see them. That's 5. Then you have one smaller piece that is 3 1/4 by 1 1/2, and that's going to go here on the top. So it'll be like this. They kind of mirror. And then you have these 2 smaller pieces, and they're going to go on either side of this flap here, like that. And I usually make these so they kind of mirror each other, so they're directional. So these 2, you're going to also need to use your corner rounder. So I'm just going to do that really quickly. So that would be that way. And let's see, I just want to make sure I'm doing it correctly. Did I do them both? Nope, I did them both facing up. So this would be the bottom. Nope. And see, there's that little crazy piece. I don't know why that comes. Every once in a while it does, but I feel like no matter how I try to be gentle with it, it just always appears. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start gluing these in. I'm just going to close this up I'm going to glue these on, and I will talk about how we're going to put this other thing together in the meantime. But since we do have some time, let me just get my glue out. I'll talk to you. I hope you all had a very nice holiday. We just finally got some snow, which makes it super nice in Maryland. We got about 4.5 inches or so here in Bel Air. And I'm not going to put these on because these two you may want to stamp something before you put them down. So I'm going to leave these here. Just going to set them on the side, but that's where those two would go. And put this one on as well. We had a very nice Christmas holiday. It was nice. We had 12 days off. That was including the weekends, but we counted them anyway. So we had the 12 days of Christmas, which was super nice. Again, this is kind of up to you if you want to follow it directionally. I did, just because I found that it looked a little bit nicer. And also make sure you are definitely being pretty generous with your glue. I know right now, this time of year, everything is a little bit dry. So you're kind of like, it's sticking really well, but you don't want it to get humid and then it ends up not sticking well. And I'm going to continue with this so it still is on the same directional pattern. You can see I cut these all in a row, so they line up really nicely. All right, so those are the 3. Our box is going to go here, so we don't need anything here. Then we need these pieces, so we'll kind of pick ones that look like they kind of roll in a row-ish. This one we're going to need to give just a tiny trim to. I hope you guys all had a very nice holiday. I know the holidays can be very challenging for some people who have lost loved ones, which is very sad. Unfortunately, with my grandfather not being here any longer and my mom, it definitely does just take a little bit of the fun out of it for me. My mom actually will be 10 years that she passed away next month, and she found out that she had stage 4 colon cancer, unfortunately, right before Christmas, which that really was a stinker. And, oh, this one is cut wrong. Oh, shocker. Shocker, shocker. Cut something wrong. Shocky shocker. So that kind of makes it hard. You have that little bit of bittersweet. I wish she was here. And there. And you know what? Since this is just a little bit, I'm going to trim this a little. We're just going to use this little short piece because I'm not going to cut another one just for the heck of it. It's okay. It's on the inside. I'm sure whoever gets this will be super excited to get a box and not really worrying about whether or not my paper is 100% even. And Rachel, she can't do anything right. There we go. So since I have now added all of this paper, I'm going to just press my fold one more time because I just want to make sure it's really, really nicely creased. That should be fine. We'll do these. This one, look at this, just a little teeny bit lopsided. No, that's on there. It is what it is, Rach. At this point, it is what it is. It's okay. It's only paper, right? It's about the thought, not whether or not your paper is 100% precisely even. That's why I think as we're growing older, and right now I am crafting with my glasses on, if not, you know, things are always just a little bit askew. So the cool part about this box, if you do happen to be fortunate enough to have this die, it does have score lines in it. So I'm going to just fold this in and just use my bone folder to crease. And the other thing I think about this holiday season, I feel like as you get older, I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like it just goes screaming by. Like you have Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, boom. And you're like, where the heck did it all go? Now, I do have a birthday coming up, and we are in the last liturgical week for church-wise of Christmas. So technically, my mom said I was supposed to be born closer to Christmas, but you're really still in the Christmas season. So I guess really, I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, I guess she really was right. Technically, I mean, if you want to get technical about it. Now, I do have a super, where did I put it? I left it out because I wanted to be able to find it. And now I cannot find it. I have a really, here it is, thin tear and tape. This is not Stampin' Up. Okay, this is Stampin' Up here. And you can see it will fit. You just kind of fold it over, which is fine. But this one is made by a company called Sukwang. I don't know if they're even still in business. I assume they are. They make a lot of adhesive stuff, but you can see the variance of sizes. So, Stampin' Up, it's just a little, they have bigger, they have really wide. I actually found out about this either from Christina Werner or Jennifer McGuire. I can't remember which one. So if you put this on here, it's really thin. But if you don't have that, I'm going to show you what to do. You're just going to take your, and I'm going to flip these over. Here's my silicone. I'm going to take your tear and tape. And tear and tape, I find, works better, personally, just because it's got a little extra oomph, especially at this very dry time of the year. But you really should make sure you push it down. That's the most important. And then you are going to need some tear and tape on the bottom, but I'm also going to back this up with a little bit of liquid glue. And you can actually do that for both of these, make you feel a little better. So I have glue because we're going to glue the bottom to the bottom, but I'm going to put a little bit on these two as well. And I'll show you my best method for adhering. Oops, these. Got a little extra piece. Just stick that back on there. I actually finished a roll of tear and tape the other day, which I think I have not done, and I can't even tell you how long. So I'm just pressing these back with my bone folder. Just like so. Okay, so when you remove these, you might end up with a little bit of hang off. So what I usually do is I'll tear it, and then I'll kind of fold it back on itself. It's not usually a lot because it's pretty close to the edge. Just like that. Same on this one. This one had a little bit more overhang. This one definitely. So you can see that overhang. So all I do is I'm just pulling it back on itself. Just like so. Pretty easy. I'm going to take this off. And then we're going to add just a little bit of liquid glue. So what I'm doing is I'm going to put the liquid glue on this. I'm going to put it all around. I'm also going to put it just a little bit on here. That way, in case I have to adjust it just slightly, it will give me the wiggle space to be able to do that. So you can kind of do this either way. If you want to line this up on top of it so you have a nice square box, this is a good way to start. So kind of like this is what I was talking about. If you need to make a template, this would be a great, here's a great starting point if you wanted to make one yourself. So measuring both ends, it would need to be, that's here, 5 1/4 to make your own, by about 7, and then you could trim in from there and put this together this way, or you could cut the 2 pieces. So if that's what you're, something that you're inclined to do, here, I'm even going to do this. Let's see if I can, this is 7 inches. Okay, it's kind of hard to see, but so this is what you would need your paper to be. This is going all the way up to, that would be, leave you no wiggle room, 6 1/2, and then this goes up to about 5 1/4, and then you could see your score line. Oh gosh, I was out of frame. Sorry, let's try that again. 6 1/2 is your end piece here by 5 1/4. So if you wanted to make your own template, that's a good way to do it. So then we're going to just begin, and we're going to fold these in. So easiest way is fold this in, fold this in here, and gonna kind of bring this in. And this is the point where I'm saying that the liquid glue kind of gives you a little bit of flexibility. So you're just gonna touch to hold, but you're not gonna really smoosh it down yet. Kind of touch to hold. And then once you're pretty sure that, yes, your box is square mostly, then you just take your bone folder and you really just press those pieces in. And if you felt like you needed to, what I ended up doing was I just put my glue bottles in here to let this set so it would really press it in while I was holding it overnight. But that's all you're going to do for that. And then you're going to put this piece in, and you are going to need to glue it. So this one is glued. So you can see this is definitely glued in. So you just want to put glue on the bottom and you're going to glue this in. Okay. Then you're going to fold this in. This will go around like so. And then you have your nice closed box, which is great, but you don't want to flap. So if you don't want to go this route with the little lip to tuck in, you could also, let me just grab something here. You could also just go the ribbon route. So let's pretend this is here. We're done. We like the way it is. What you can do is you can always take a piece of ribbon and let's see. How's long? Yeah, it's probably long enough like that. And hopefully that's long enough. And then you would just take your ribbon and you could tie it. So that's one way that you could close it if you didn't want to do the little die cut. Obviously, we're going to neaten this up a little bit. Make sure it's tight. Trim it out. Okay, so you have that. So that's one way you could do it. And probably I would say using a nice soft ribbon would be the best. Or I have the, where is it? Best Family Ever, which I think is one of the best stamp sets because it has a lot of stuff in it and it's super fun. And I did Best Ever Friend. You could do Best Ever Mom, Grandma, you get the idea. But I have these already mounted here. So I'm going to just show you what I did. Just have a little scrap piece of white. And I have a die. Okay, this die, where did I get it from? Because I just got a new, is it from Winterly Treetops? Hold on, let me see. No. Uh-oh, things are flying off the shelves here. Where did I get it from? Yeah, it must be from that Winterly Treetops. I'm pretty sure this is what it's from because there's also a die set that, yeah. No, that's not it. Oh. I got it out earlier. Sorry. Beach Day. Nope, that's not it either. Oh my gosh, I'm losing it. Well, when I figure out what it is, I'll tell you. But it was a die. It must have been one I just recently purchased. Because otherwise... Oh, holy moly. Oh, wait. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll find out what it's from. But there is this little die. I'm so sorry. So, like delirious over here. And what you're going to do is you're going to stamp Best Friend Ever. And someone had this tip earlier. I'm trying to remember who it was I was watching. I was watching videos the other day. But, Lisa Curcio. Instead of just stamping in the middle like we always do, make sure you stamp all the way around your stamp pad. Because usually you stamp in the middle and then you run out of ink. And then you have to ink it up and then it ends up being off. But if you kind of go all the way around, she calls it traveling. If you go all the way around... we'll get a really good inking. Now, I was being a little dry before I did that. So we're going to die cut this with this little die here that is unnamed. And I am still using my trusty Big Shot because it's still, still working for me. Looks good. I'm going to put this through the die cut machine. I'm sitting here racking my brain because I know I pulled out a die set just for this, but dang, I can't remember what it is right now. And then the other thing I did for this one in particular was I took Pretty Peacock. You guys know I'm a fan of doing this. And I just went around and kind of dipped it. There you go. So it's lined. I don't know. I feel like that just makes things that are stamped on white and then on something else, I just really feel like it makes them stand out so much more. So if you're going to put this on this way, again, you only want to put 2 dimensionals here on the bottom. So I'll show you what I mean. So if you were to do this, you're going to put them down here. And then what I would recommend you do is, before you actually put this on here, you're going to close your box like this and press it down so it meets the top, and then you'll take your dimensional backs off, put it there, and it just sits in there. It doesn't close, it just rests. Now you could completely add some other bling to this, something else fun, but I think that just in itself is really, really cute. And again, if you didn't want to go that route because you just don't really like it, you could totally go just the tying it with the ribbon, which is also a really fun way to go. So I want to thank you so very much for watching this crazy video with me today. There it is, all opened up. I hope you have found something useful. You've learned something. You're going to try something new. Maybe your friend likes to sew, because I happen to have this thread here because I also do make things. Some thread would fit in there really nicely. You could put some thread in there. You could put lip gloss. You could put candy. I mean, who doesn't like candy? Even when we don't eat candy, we're still eating candy, right? But really, really fun and simple, and a nice redo on a project we had from quite some time ago. That's the thing I knocked off. Here it is. Loved this one. It was so cute. And you could say this would be a great project also for Mother's Day. And I think making the paper be continuous when you make it really makes it extra pretty. So I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you need any of the measurements from this, I will post everything to my blog. You can find all the links for everything below if you would like to shop in the online store and get anything. Our brand new spring mini catalog is out. We have lots of great stuff going on right now for celebration. Every $60 you spend, you get to earn one product for free. I'll show you one of the other things that I just got recently, which is this really cute paper. I'm sure you've seen this places, but it's got lots of different fruits and almost look like cucumber slices, kiwi, fruit salad, and the other side of it is really cute as well. Got your watermelon seeds, your pineapple rings, so many fun things. So this is one of the things you can choose for free. It's called Fruit Salad Designer Series Paper. And I thank you very, very much for watching today. Again, if you wanted to, you do need a corner rounder for this. I'm sure you either have one like this. This is really, really old, or you can probably find someone somewhere else that sells corner punches. I know for a little bit of time we did have a trio punch that had one in there, but I don't know if we still carry that because things come in and out so quickly. Sometimes even I can't keep track of them. Thank you very much for watching today. If you haven't already, I would love for you to like, subscribe, follow, and share this with a friend. If you have someone that you think would love to make a 3D project or follow me as well, please feel free to send them my link. You can share. There's a little copy link below underneath in the description. You can share this with your friends as well. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful, happy new year.